You're watching Channel 5 BCSI News with Chance Johnson, Ben Biershank, meteorologist Tyler Lance, and sports with Brody Schmidt. This is your BCSI Evening News Team.
Good evening and happy holidays to all of you watching. I'm Ben Biershank.
And I'm Chance Johnson. And thank you for tuning in to our Christmas Eve special of BCSI. Even with Christmas being just hours away, there are still many troops serving overseas, thousands of miles away from home. But the Meridian Elementary 4th grade students are trying to bring home a little closer to the soldiers this season. They started a care package project just 2 weeks ago to send board games, candy, snacks, and personalized letters thanking troops for their sacrifices. A teacher's friend asked her to send Christmas cards to a unit her son was serving in, but the students decided to take it a step further, sending whole packages. The packages were sent off last Wednesday and arrived this morning, just in time for Christmas Eve.
Thursday, an autistic 9-year-old boy was left on the bus after the morning route in Albany, Oregon. The bus returned to the district bus barn and the boy was left. After about an hour, school employees then began calling his mother, asking if he was coming to school. 10 minutes later, district employees called the mother and said that they had located the boy on the bus at the school barn. New policies are currently being put in place at the school, while the superintendent reported that the man is an experienced driver and is now on paid administrative leave while the district conducts an investigation.
A very interesting story. But in related news, flu cases are on the rise in Idaho, with emergency room doctors seeing a remarkable amount of new cases in the past few weeks. Doctors have said that although the flu season was late, there are at least a dozen people a day being treated in the emergency room, and the number is estimated to grow. Doctors have said that this holiday season makes the flu easy to spread, as people are spending time in large groups of friends and family. Flu vaccines are recommended for everyone, and if you think you have it, please see a doctor as soon as possible.
Looking across the state, there's a storm front moving through to the southeast, bringing a mixture of cold and warm temperatures. In Boise, they're sitting at a mild 36 degrees. In Blitzen, they're sitting at 32 degrees. They'll mostly be seeing flurries. And in Twin Falls, they're sitting at 43 degrees. They'll not be seeing much sleet or snow, mostly rain.
Our wind chills are sitting at mid to low 20s. Blitzen sitting at the coldest at 21. Twin Falls is sitting at the warmest at 25. Boise is in the middle at 23.
Now over to Brittany Murphy for a look at downtown.
With Christmas just being hours away, the town's getting festive with Christmas lights. There's a little bit of a northwest wind coming out, which will create some slick spots on roads and on sidewalks, so please be careful on your holiday outings and activities. We have 100% cloud coverage right now, which will lead to a 60% chance of snowfall. With the possibility of snowfall coming, the crews have promised to get out on roads as soon as possible with Christmas. I'm Brittany Murphy from Channel 5 BCSI. Back to you.
Thanks, Brittany. And now for our Boise Skycam.
We'll be back after these short messages.
Slim Shapely
with Rock Epstein.
Slim Shapely worked for me. It'll work for you. I just used to stay shapely.
I used to have flab.
Now I have abs.
Side effects may include rock solid abs, bigger biceps, concussions, contusions, heart failure, an amazing life, lower your mortgage, raise your credit score, cast your vote in the next election, cancer, liver disease, gas, and a bigger gluteus maximus.
And now back to your evening news with Ben Biershank and Chance Johnson.
Welcome back. Yesterday afternoon, the residents of Central Iowa were in awe as they listened to an amazing Christmas wish presented by Star 102.5 radio station. Brenda Schmitz was diagnosed with ovarian cancer 2 years ago and was told she would die within months. But yesterday, her husband David was called into the station without a specific reason.
Jane kind of told me she kind of had an idea what she thought it was about.
I kind of had a hinge that maybe it had something to do about Brenda.
Brenda had 3 wishes: a massage for David's fiance, a magical trip for the whole family to create lifelong memories, and recognition for the team of doctors and nurses who took care of her at Mercy Medical Center. The radio station will send the family of 8 to Disney World with all expenses paid, and the hospital staff have been publicized with their efforts.
A very touching and heartfelt story, don't you think?
Yes, I agree, as it has already touched the hearts of millions of people around the country and even around the world.
Speaking of world, Britain's Prince William is going back to school to prepare for when his father becomes king. The 31-year-old Duke of Cambridge will attend a 10-week agriculture management course at the University of Cambridge, starting in January.
And in another global news, order has been restored in South Sudan after fighting that left about 500 people dead. Government forces are now in charge of the situation, and flights have resumed at the Juba International Airport. Now it's time for some Christmas Eve cookies.
Let's roll over to Cooking with Katie, who has brought in Chef Steph.
Thanks for being here today, Chef Steph.
Thanks for having me.
As we said before, Chef Steph is a local business owner and head baker at the sweet shop, which has been having a rave of reviews from local cookie lovers across the city. Chef Steph, what's the reason behind your success?
Well, my great-great-grandmother came across the Atlantic Ocean from Czechoslovakia in the 1800s, and she brought along her family recipe box. Those recipes are now proudly displayed in the sweet shop.
Amazing! Now in this goody-filled holiday season, and with New Year's resolutions to lose weight, what are you doing to make your recipes healthier?
Well, Katie, at the sweet shop we use only all-natural organic substances. All of our milk, eggs, and butter come from the local farmers and processors. We also substitute small amounts of wheat flour for regular unhealthy white processed flour as to give it more nutrients but not compromise the wonderful taste.
In this expensive holiday season, what are you doing to make your creations more affordable for your buyers?
Well, at the sweet shop, we always have lots of deals. Right now, if you buy 4 dozen cookies, we'll give you half a dozen for free of any cookie of your choice. We're also pre-packaging our famous frosting for all your cookie frosting needs. We have 12-ounce containers for $3.99 each. To see a listing of our newest deals, check out our website, sweetshop.com.
Thank you, Chef Steph, for your time, talent, and wonderful goodies. And remember, you can order goodies from Chef Steph and her bakers any time of the year. Also, mention you saw this segment on BCSI and get an additional 25% off your next purchase. Just mention the secret code Frosted Elves with your next order.
So, just how did you find out about the sweet shop?
Well, we were at a family Thanksgiving then, and my aunt brought in this cake that tasted amazing. So I went down to the sweet shop on my break and was surprised to find out about their family history. I immediately thought of the Christmas special.
So, just how sweet are the sweets in the sweet shop?
Pretty sweet.
Back to you, Chance.
Thanks, Katie. And now let's move on to sports with Brody Schmidt.
The Boise State's women's basketball team has broken their losing streak with a recent win at a home game. Details coming up after the break.
You're watching BCSI. We'll be right back after a short break.
I'm here with Ben Biershank. And do you think there's possibly more than one?
Oh, the fire! I'm working on it!
Try to come up here.
Because I have to hope! Hold on! Whoa. Yeah! Let's go!
I have casts of Bigfoot footprints.
What did we hit? What did we hit? I don't know!
Welcome back to BCSI Evening News.
The theme of the Boise State's women's basketball team over the last few years has been survival. The injury bug has bitten the Broncos frequently, and this year is no different. The game was back and forth all afternoon. The two teams were tied 8 times, and there were 6 lead changes. Michaela Skew led the Broncos with 23 points off the bench, while Deanna Weaver chipped off 12 points. In the end, the Broncos came out on top, winning 66-64. The win ends a 3-game losing streak for Boise State. Next, the Broncos open Mountain West Conference play on the road at Fresno State on January 4th. The Georgia Falcons offensive coordinator, Dirk Koetter, interviewed yesterday for the Boise State's head coach position after Chris Peterson was hired by Washington. Idaho native Koetter was the Boise State's head coach from 1998 to 2000 and posted a 26-10 record.
3 weeks ago, a family of 5 were lost above the Rocky Mountains in Idaho. This family had planned to travel from Oregon to Montana and reported a sudden engine failure 9,000 feet above ground to a nearby airport. They were flying a personal aircraft known as a Beechcraft Bonanza, and local authorities have narrowed their search to a 4-mile radius of where the call came in. They were able to do this through a GPS tracker in their father's phone. If you know anything about the whereabouts of this family, please contact the local authorities of Cascade, Idaho.
Now for a look at our 7-day forecast. Tonight we're looking at some below freezing temps, around 26 degrees, which may cause some ice buildup on the roads by morning. So drive with precaution. Christmas Day we'll be seeing some mildly warm weather, around 35 degrees, with a 60% chance of snow, and around 100% cloud cover. Throughout the next 4 days, it is going to warm up slightly, and then over the weekend, a storm front will be moving into the area, creating some precipitation throughout Monday. Well, Santa shouldn't have too much of a problem delivering presents to the U.S. tonight, because there are not many hazardous weather patterns appearing. So let's have a look at our Christmas Eve Santa tracker. Well, looking across the states, Santa has already been through the East Coast, moving west through the West Coast, and then up through the mountain states. He was last seen in Billings, Montana, and we believe his next target is Idaho. Now for a look at your end-of-day stock reports.
Thanks for watching this special BCSI News broadcast.
Papa Burgundy out.